All right, so get this. Today we're going deep into hormones and like how they make us who we are, personality-wise.
It's wild how much they affect us, like beyond just, physical stuff.
Totally. So we've got research papers, news from universities, even like a dating expert weighed in.
Gotta love a good research rabbit hole. But before we get too far, maybe you should start with the basics. What even are hormones?
Yeah, good point. It's one of those things everyone throws around, but like besides making teenagers kind of dramatic.
Right. Well, think of them like tiny messengers, zipping through your blood,
Right,
delivering instructions for everything, moods, sleep, even like how your body uses energy. It's all hormones.
Okay, so not just teen angst, but like basic body operations.
Yeah.
Got it. But how do they actually shape like our personality? That's the juicy part, right?
Absolutely. So let's take dopamine, the motivation molecule. Pleasure, rewards that drive to try new stuff or tackle a challenge.
So like that friend who's always got to be doing something, skydiving or starting a business, that's dopamine.
Could be. There's research from the University of Wollongong links dopamine levels to personality types. So folks with more dopamine might just be wired to, well, more restless, always on to the next thing. But guys say, not always a good thing either. Too much of that go, go, go can make it hard to focus,
Makes sense. That friend who's great at starting but not finishing. Now, what about serotonin? That's the chill one, yeah.
The happiness hormone, for sure. Calm, steady, feeling good overall. But get this. Research is finding a link between serotonin and, wait for it, athletic performance.
Hold up, really? The chill hormone helps you like crush a home run or nail a triple axel?
I know, right? Seems backwards. But a study in biology of sports suggests it might be how athletes deal with pressure. Maybe serotonin helps keep them level-headed when things get intense.
So that athlete who's ice cold under pressure, maybe they've got a superpowered serotonin system. That's wild. Okay, enough happy vibes. What about testosterone? That one's got a bit of a rep, doesn't it?
It gets a lot of attention, that's for sure. Found in both men and women, but usually higher levels in men. It's often linked to, those classic masculine traits: assertive, competitive, good at analyzing.
So that driven got to be the best type? Testosterone talking.
Partially, yeah. But hormones are tricky. They don't always fit those neat little boxes. Here's a great example. Helen Fisher, she's this anthropologist, studies personality and relationships.
I'm listening.
So she gave a talk at Elon University and pointed out that both Steve Jobs and Hillary Clinton are thought to be high testosterone types. Two very different people, right? But both super driven, analytical minds, willing to take risks, led them to massive success.
Wow, that's a comparison I wouldn't have expected. Really shows how hormones can show up in like unexpected ways. Okay, so we've got dopamine pushing us, serotonin keeping us steady, testosterone fueling the competition. What about estrogen? Isn't that mainly a female thing?
True, it's key for, women's reproductive health. But men have it too, and it's got important jobs in everyone.
Okay, so what kind of personality stuff are we talking here?
Empathy, intuition, good with words, building relationships, that's the estrogen domain.
Ah, so the people who can read a room, understand emotions, maybe even talk their way out of a ticket, estrogen at work.
Exactly. And those skills are gold-y, especially nowadays. Collaboration, communication, all that. Helen Fisher's research even says those with more estrogen tend to be great at, team building, handling conflicts. They're the glue,
This is blowing my mind. I'm already trying to analyze everyone I know. Like, what's their dominant hormone? But we've been talking about individual ones. What happens when things get out of whack?
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as too much or too little of a hormone?
100%. Think of it like an orchestra. Every instrument got to play at the right volume, right time for the music to work.
So it's not just which hormone is dominant, but keeping them all balanced, in harmony.
Exactly. Even small imbalances can mess things up. Mood, energy, sleep, even how we connect with others. There's this FindVit article really stresses how important that balance is for well-being, It really can throw things off. And it can show up in so many ways. That FindVit article mentions even a little dip in estrogen can mess with memory focus.
Oh, man, that explains so much. So it's not just me being tired then. What can we do about it? Are we just stuck with whatever hormones decide to do?
Not at all. We can actually do a lot to, keep those hormones happy and balanced.
Give me the good stuff. What works?
Well, food is huge, right? FindVit talks about eating a balanced diet, especially foods with a low glycemic index, like mushrooms, onions, even almonds. They help keep your blood sugar steady, and that affects hormones too.
So less sugar, more veggies. Good for more than just looking good, huh? Makes sense? What else?
Stress. Got to manage that. If you're stressed all the time, your body goes into like survival mode and hormones go haywire.
Yeah, easier said than done sometimes. Feels like I'm always juggling a million things.
I hear you, but even little things help, like meditation, yoga, or just getting outside, disconnecting for a bit, taking some deep breaths.
Finding what works for you, making time for it. Okay, food, stress. What else?
Sleep. Never underestimate good sleep. When we sleep, our body's doing repairs, and that includes hormones getting back on track.
Ooh, I'm all about sleep. Beauty rest, but for some people, getting enough is tough.
For sure. It helps to have a routine before bed and actually treat sleep like an important appointment you can't miss.
So food, stress, sleep. Those are our tools. But how does knowing all this about hormones and personality actually help us in, like, real life?
Now that's where it gets interesting. When you understand your own hormones, you can make smarter choices. Everything from work to relationships.
Okay, I'm hooked. Give me an example.
Let's say you're dopamine dominant, love new things, love challenges, always pushing boundaries, a job that's like the same thing every day. You'd be miserable.
So not the 9-to-5 desk jockey type then?
Yeah.
Would be a good fit.
Entrepreneur, maybe? An artist? Anything with creativity, independence, that constant change and excitement.
It's like matching your career to your hormonal strengths. I dig it. What about relationships? How do hormones play into that mess?
Remember Helen Fisher and what she calls the platinum rule? Treat people how they want to be treated, not how you want to be treated. We got to understand that people are wired differently, partly due to their hormones, more empathy,
Right, like what makes one person feel loved might totally not work for someone else.
Exactly. Someone high in testosterone, they might love direct communication, public praise.
While someone with more estrogen might want something subtler, more emotional, more private.
You got it.
Yeah.
When we understand these differences, we can actually communicate better, avoid fights, build stronger relationships.
Man, this is so cool. I'm seeing everything differently now. But it also makes you wonder, if hormones affect us this much, are we really in control? Is it like nature or nurture?
The age-old question, right? And it's complicated. Our biology, our hormones, that's definitely the foundation, but it's not the whole story.
So we're not just puppets then?
Nope. We have choices. We can learn, adapt, grow. Our experiences, our environment, the choices we make every day, they all shape us too.
It's both then, nature and denurture.
Exactly. We might have certain tendencies, influenced by hormones, but we still get to choose how we respond.
So someone with that high dopamine drive, they might naturally be more risky, but they can also learn to focus that energy, make good choices for their goals.
That's the power we have. It's about knowing our strengths and weaknesses, both from our biology and our lives, and using that knowledge to make choices that fit what we want.
This has been such a trip, seriously. I feel like I've cracked a code or something. But we've probably kept our listeners hooked long enough. Any final thoughts to leave them with?
It really has been. Yeah, if I had to pick one thing, it'd be this. Really pay attention to yourself. Your energy, your moods, how you react to things. What kind of patterns do you notice?
Like if I'm craving chocolate and want to ride a roller coaster, that's my dopamine talking.
You got it. And once you see that, you can actually use it. It's knowing what makes you tick, what helps you, what throws you off.
So if I'm more of a serotonin person, I should focus on calming stuff, meditation, nature walks, instead of trying to keep up with my crazy friend.
Exactly. Work with your body, not against it. And remember, it's always changing, right? Hormones, life, it's all a journey.
This has been eye-opening, seriously.
Yeah,
Not just for me, but understanding other people too.
Glad you enjoyed it. Always fun to go deep on this stuff.
And hey, if you're digging this whole hormone personality thing, make sure you subscribe to Mind Mosaic. We got more brainy stuff coming your way.
We're a new channel, so every like, comment, share, it really helps us out. It means a lot.
So hit that subscribe button and join us as we explore all the weird and wonderful things about the human mind. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.